Okay, welcome. This is going to be a very quick overview of Wordmetrics. This video is not going to get into all the details and all of the features. The goal of this video is to get you up and running as quickly as possible and optimizing your own web pages. So before we get started, I just want to explain a little bit about what Wordmetrics does and who it's for. Wordmetrics is not an AI text generator. It's a sophisticated AI tool made for professional writers to analyze the text of your articles for topical relevance and topical completeness. So why is this important? Google's algorithm now uses AI to understand the content of web pages. Google actually knows what your written content is about, and it knows whether or not it's complete enough to match users' search intent. In other words, your article might already be well written and well researched, but there may be a competing article which Google feels is more complete or more pertinent to the search phrase. Wordmetrics not only analyzes live search results, it then reads each and every web page in the first few pages of search. Using machine learning, it understands the subtle contextual similarities between the content of top-performing web pages. Wordmetrics will know right away if your article is as topically complete as the competition, and if it isn't, it will advise you on what to include. By optimizing with Wordmetrics, your article will be as topically complete and relevant as the best performing pages in live, real-time search results. So with that being said, let's get started optimizing your first web page. Assuming you've logged in already, you'll see at the top of the Wordmetrics homepage the first link in the menu titled New Search Term. Let's go ahead and click on that. This brings us to a page with a simple dialog that allows us to choose the search term we want to target. For this example, we'll be targeting the search term ecotourism and coral reefs. So we'll type that in, and then we'll go ahead and click on the Generate New Semantic Index button. Next, you'll see a status bar as Wordmetrics performs a live Google search and then begins to visit many of the web pages which rank on the first few pages of Google's search results. By analyzing each of those pages and comparing those pages using artificial intelligence, Wordmetrics can determine what topics and phrases are most contextually relevant to those pages, and why Google may have chosen those pages to best match users' search intent. Okay, so once Wordmetrics has finished analyzing competing web pages, it will bring you to this page. This is the Your Work page. You can also access this page via the second menu link at the top of the page. As you can see, I've written many documents on this topic already, but the search term we've just optimized for, ecotourism and coral reefs, is the first document in the doc at the top of the page. So let's go ahead and click on that. Okay, so this is where you'll be spending most of your time using Wordmetrics. Before we get started editing text, let's take a look at a few things on this page. The first thing to notice is the semantic index on the left-hand side of the page. In this index, you'll find the terms and phrases which Wordmetrics has determined are the most contextually relevant to our search phrase. Scrolling down this list, you can see that all of these terms are strongly associated with our search phrase, ecotourism and coral reefs. Now, to make things go a little faster, I've already written an article on this topic, and I'm going to go ahead and paste it into the main text area now. The first thing to notice is the grade at the top right. The text I just pasted in scores a C+. That's not a grade on the writing, it's a grade on the topical completeness of the article, which means there are many topics and phrases that I could have included in my article, but I didn't. And the articles that are winning in search results seem to be using those phrases. So going back to the semantic index on the left, you can see which terms have already been included in the article and which terms have yet to be included. As I include more terms from the semantic index in the text of the article, the grade at the top right will improve. So a quick side note, a lot of people ask, what's the best grade to shoot for to optimize for SEO? For most long-tail keywords, a grade of B+ is usually fine. If you're in a really competitive space, you may want to optimize for an A or an A+ to maximize your topical relevance. Now, a few other things to notice on this page. First, you can click on any of the yellow highlighted terms in the main editing window for more information. For example, let's click on the highlighted term local communities. As you can see here, I've used it one time, but the competition seems to use it 2 to 6 times. I might want to work this word into my article a few more times to maximize topical completeness. Another powerful feature of Wordmetrics is understanding live use cases used by your competitors. For example, as I scroll down the semantic index on the left side of the page, there may be some terms that I'm not quite sure how they fit into the topic of the article. Let's take the term Florida Keys, which appears about halfway down the semantic index. Clicking on that term opens up an informational panel containing some statistical information about that term. But more importantly, you'll see a button marked Live Use Cases. Clicking on that button brings up a window which includes live use cases of the term Florida Keys in all the web pages which use it. This can offer you incredibly powerful insights into the contextual relevance of this term or phrase. Over on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see the optimal length analysis, which is based on the length of competing web pages in search results. Below that, you'll see readability analysis, which currently scores this article at a college graduate reading level. Now, that may be fine for an article like this, but for those of you writing marketing content, you may want to shoot for something easier to read. Lastly, the sentiment analysis can be very important for marketers to understand whether the article is positive or negative sounding. So there's a lot more to dive into, but we'll save it for the next video. This should be enough to get you up and running, optimizing your own web pages today. Okay, that's it for now. Happy optimizing, everyone. See you in the next video.